Today we need to talk about the best travel vlogging camera that you can come across. This is subjective 100%, but I recently went on a 30-day road trip across the United States. I've been starting a travel channel called Swirling Eddie. I'll link it later on in this video. Let me go through which cameras I took with me on our 30-day trip, and then which one that I really decided was the best camera for me to use and the one I really used the most. I took these three, technically four cameras with me, but I took the Sony ZV-E10 and I took the Sony FX30 right here, and I also took my DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And the last camera, which we all have on us, is my phone. Now, I used all four of these cameras a lot on the trip, but there's one camera that stood out above the rest as the best camera to use for travel vlogging, and for me, that was the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And yes, if you've watched my channel before, you know I love this camera, but I love all my cameras. But the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 checks so many boxes for somebody that's trying to vlog in public or travel and vlog or do pretty much anything camera related. Now, it has some downsides and we'll talk about those, but otherwise it's what I recommend, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. So let's talk about the couple downsides that really makes it so you do want to possibly have another camera on you if you're looking for these certain things. Number one, it is hard with this camera to get a shallow depth of field. It really doesn't have one. You can fake it a little bit by getting a object close to the camera, just like you would do with your phone, that you can then focus on something farther away, but you need to get the object pretty dang close, like beyond its actual focus distance, because like its minimal focus distance is, I'm not sure what it is, but it's about 18 inches or more. So you have to get the camera pretty close to something to get it to really be blurry. That being said, also, if you have your subject really close to it, focus on it, and have the object that you want to be blurry really far away, you'll get that depth. But that's not shallow depth of field, that's just creating depth in your shot. But you do have to focus on creating depth in your shot when you're using something with such a small sensor like the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And that leads me to the other thing, which is bad low light performance. With the Osmo Pocket 2, it does go up to 6400 ISO, but it's very grainy. Here's some stuff indoor we did when we went to Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, and I like the way the footage turned out, but very low light stuff. It's hard to pick up some of the details in the shadows, and I did use my anamorphic lens that I have for these shots. Check it out. The anamorphic stuff looks pretty cool, and yes, it looks neat, but you can't really pump up the shadows at all, and it's hard to really get proper exposure in the dark with something this small. But that being said, like, if it's dark, you want it to look dark. And if we're talking about travel vlogging, you're mostly going to be shooting outside and in brightly lit places, because places that people go and visit are typically not dim and dark. So travel vlogging wise, this camera is amazing. And another thing that stands out to me about this camera is its wireless microphone. And in situations like this video that I'm gonna pop up right here.
This is our national parks water bottle that Larissa picked up here, and she's just gonna open it up and show you what's inside. Now you can pick these up at the welcome centers at some of the parks. Which one did we get this at?
We got ours at Bryce Canyon.
So let's see what's inside.
I use the microphone as just like hand it back and forth, and I can just leave it clipped on here, and then I can speak into it, and then I could stick it in someone else's face and they can speak into it as though it's just like an interview style mic. And then this also doubles as my case. Not to mention that it has the tripod for your Osmo Pocket 2 right here. Now there's a couple things that I would recommend bringing with you if you travel with the Osmo Pocket 2 as your travel vlogging camera, and that is possibly a flexible tripod. I like the MT33. I use this in so many videos. I got a video specifically on it right there. I recommend going back to that later though, because I got more to tell you. So I recommend bringing something like that. You definitely need a set of ND filters or a variable ND filter. I will link these all in the description so you guys could buy them if you choose to buy an Osmo Pocket 2 for your travel needs. Now, comparatively to my other cameras, the Osmo Pocket 2 is quite a bit less expensive. Like the ZVE10, which is the lowest price of my 2 other cameras, is still over $700, $900 if you're getting it with the actual lens on it. And the Osmo Pocket 2 you can get renewed right now for under $500 as the creator combo, where you get the wireless microphone. So under $500 you have a wireless microphone. You can set this camera down, you can walk around, you can speak to it still, and you will be heard even over a pretty decent distance. This microphone has come in handy so much for me, and I am on year 3 almost of using this thing, and it has yet to fail me. I love this camera, and it just comes in so handy. It's sleek design, keeps it in the palm of your hand. I'm walking on a trail like this video here, and while I'm walking on a trail past people, they don't even think anything of me just speaking to this camera. For all they know, I could be speaking to the other people in my party because it's so small. Where if I'm vlogging with a camera like this and I'm speaking in public, you're gonna have people looking at you. Now, whether you get embarrassed by that or not, that's on you. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it's definitely less embarrassing to be speaking to a camera that is this size. It 100% is. There's no argument about it. And it gives a great picture quality. 4K 60, you know, you can get slow motion with it. It just does everything I need it to do. You can capture your B-roll, you can do your talking head, you can hand it to your kid to use, and you don't have to worry about it. It has the convenience. I'm going to turn it on real quick. It has the convenience where you can talk to it, tap the button 3 times, and it turns around, so then you can capture your B-roll. So convenient. Another aspect of being able to vlog with a camera is the shake that your camera is going to give you and how steady of a camera you have. And most of the cameras these days that are any kind of affordable won't give you a great steady video while you're walking and moving around. And travel vlogging means a lot of walking and moving around. And you have to really plan out your shots with something like this, because if you're taking steps, you either have to put it on a gimbal, which takes up more space, less convenient, or you have to be very precise with your movements. Even with active steady on, you cannot take steps and record with the FX30 without expecting to see the corner jiggles in your screen. In your image, we've all seen it. The corner jiggles are terrible with any kind of camera like this. Mind you, the new ZV full frame one has amazing steady, which I hope they start adding to all of the Sony cameras in the future. But as of right now, with the cameras I have, and affordably, there's nothing that's going to give me, that's going to be a professional camera like this that I can walk around with without putting it on a gimbal and expect it to not have those corner jutters and stuff like that. But with the Osmo Pocket 2, you don't get any of that. You have to be less aware of how you're walking with it. Not to say you shouldn't walk well with it and practice your ninja walk, because in a gimbal you should practice your ninja walk. If you want to learn more about the ninja walk, just leave a comment. I'll do a little video on it, how to walk properly with the gimbal and stuff to get the most out of it. That is definitely a factor, being able to have a steady camera while you're moving around and walking. I can hold it. I'm not afraid to hike while holding it. I can stick it in my pocket real quick if I need to. Just having the stabilization and all that stuff with this camera, being the convenience of the size, the convenience of being able to turn around, look at it, and in the same roll while you're recording still, turn it around and capture what you're seeing for the audience without having to like switch grips, focus, do all that stuff. Like, just turns out amazing. Give me your opinions. Do you have a better vlogging camera that really checks all the boxes of the Osmo Pocket 2 in this price point? Because I don't, and I've played with quite a few cameras, and I took all my cameras with me on this trip, and I wound up more often than not pulling this out. So if you enjoyed this video, you think I nailed it here with the Osmo Pocket 2, please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and follow for more budget videography, tips and tricks. And I hope you guys swing over to Swirling Eddie right here on my most recent waterfall excursion with the family, and subscribe over there because we're growing that channel and we're excited to do more travel stuff. I hope this helps you out with a buying decision and a choice of camera for your next travel. Peace out, guys. Go shoot something awesome. Don't forget to post it. Later.